Hello, I'm Stefan. This is True Stories in a Composer's Life. In this episode, I want to tell you about the almost uncanny circumstances of my first royalty check. And if you have never received any royalties for your music, I will tell you why. Let me state the obvious. You will never receive any royalties unless you are a member of a performing rights organization. So this video is also a big shout out to all of you who may still be debating whether you should or should not sign up. I have a big long list of reasons why I firmly believe you should. Maybe I'll talk about this in another video. Suffice it to say, I would have never been able to make a living as a composer if it weren't for performing rights societies. I know some people argue against it. I don't know why. I can think of maybe one reason why you might want to think twice about it, and that is if you are exclusively writing music for computer games. Not sure how many people actually fall into that category, but in that case, yes, if you have an affiliation, most publishers won't even talk to you. But your mileage may vary. Let me know in the comments, what is your number one reason for or against performing rights societies? But now, back to my story. When I was in my senior year studying music composition in Canada, we had a seminar on this very topic, and it made immediate sense to me. Literally within a few days, I signed up with ProCan, which later merged with KPAC to become SOCAN. When you join the society in your country, you have rights and privileges and some duties, which mostly consist of your agreement to register all your pieces, all your songs, everything you write with them, so they can monetize it for you across the globe. In those days, this was all done on paper, so they sent me a big stack of forms, and I filled out all these forms. On one hand, this was a little pointless because really my music didn't happen in public yet. I just played for friends and family, Listen, Mom, this is me, my new song. But it was still good because you get into this mode that your latest track isn't finished once you press stop on your final mixdown. There's still work to be done, in particular registering it. And after I graduated, I went on to do a master's in California in electronic music, and the biggest part of the degree requirements was that you had to put on a full-length concert of your work. And when the time came, I thought, gee, why don't I actually report this concert? Yeah, it was only a student concert, but it's not like I was just playing music for my professors. This was a public concert. It happened in the concert hall on campus. Anybody could go. So I put up posters, and every student on campus got an invitation in the mailbox. I even had some t-shirts printed, and after the show, I reported this concert to ProCan. I didn't really expect to hear anything back, but after about a year, I received in the mail my first royalty statement with an attached tear-off check. For this video, I looked through my stuff and I actually still found that statement, and I ended up framing it and putting it up on my wall. Let me show you. So here we are in the hallway to my little studio, and this is actually the poster from this concert, one size fits all, beautiful 80s bitmap graphics. And down here, this is the actual royalty statement, which I'm going to put on my scanner for you now. So you see, I made just about $50, which is pretty cool. But what about the uncanny circumstances I talked about? Check this out. The title of this piece is Into Light, and the statement date is September the 25th, which happens to be my birthday. I'm not a superstitious person, but I took that combination of title and date as a very clear sign that I would be able to make it in the music business, maybe even as a composer, which in the end turned out to be true. But there's even more to this. I wondered what happened to the rest of the concert. I didn't just play one piece, I played 10. Well, it turns out that the rest of the concert was reported and paid out separately, which makes no sense. But because of this fluke, Into Light got singled out on my birthday. So bizarre. All in all, I got paid just over $500 for this concert. You might say, well, how come I never get paid that much when I play with my band? Well, that's because of this line up here. See, it says US Live Series Concerts. Now, what's a series concert? This kind of stuff. Contemporary classical music. You see, this pretty much doesn't exist on TV or public radio. There's a minuscule audience for this. Let's face it, nobody listens to this kind of stuff in their car, and I also pretty much abandoned it right after I got out of school. But to support artists working this incredibly difficult niche genre, they get paid a higher rate. And really, $500, it was such an outrageous amount of money for someone who had just gotten out of school. And I'm pretty sure I was the only person in that electronic music degree program who got paid handsomely for doing their own thesis recital. Please don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode of True Stories. Thanks for watching.